Seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout my going on 20 plus years of trading here, strategies have changed, they have come, they have they have gone. Certain strategies that have worked in the past no longer work in the future. New strategies emerge. Things that haven't worked before are now the golden standard when it comes to consistency. We're doing a free charity drive right now where 100% of the proceeds are going to charitable causes. To be part of this charity, you can give as little as $1, and you're going to get the best of what T3 Live contributors have to offer. Not only that, but by deciding to watch this show, I am going to show you for absolutely free, you don't have to give as little as $1, what is working right now, how you could end your trading day in less than 5 minutes, how you could get rid of FOMO, how you could move past actually being scared to pull the trigger. And I'm going to show you some of the gold standard strategies that are working in today's market right now. And we're going to have this, we're going to show you the one and done and know your limits in maybe a way that you've never seen before. And we're really going to try to help build up your confidence and conviction through what we actually do here. In my opinion, the only way you can build up confidence and conviction is by actually becoming consistent. If you were to walk up to a free throw line and you were to shoot the free throw and it would go in 70, 80% of the time, you would be very confident every time you go up that you have a great chance of success. The problem with traders these days is they don't really have confidence in the strategy. The strategy is instilled into them in a confident manner by somebody who is confident, by somebody who could show numbers behind doing such said strategy and probably 100 others. And then the person comes and does the strategy and then they fail. I understand what Wall Street does in that aspect. So I'm going to actually show you an easy way to build that confidence, an easy way to get over the hump of fear of pulling the trigger. We're going to do this all for 100% charitable causes. There's a link in the description. I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. The nerve of the market to be closed today. I never gave it permission. You want to know what's better than Good Friday? A better Friday with a green P&L. No green P&L for you guys today. No red P&L for you guys today. But how about a dose of confidence into Monday? How about something that is working, something that is simple to understand, something that is going to help you pull the trigger? If you enjoy these videos, there is a link in the description. T3 is doing a straight up charity drive. It is a beautiful thing. I'm going to show you everything. They're doing it for a couple days here. You can have access to the T3 Live All Star Trading. It has all T3's best contributors here. God, is he? Look what a good looking dude. Man, it makes up for this. You see, it's like, I feel like almost like Redler and I, we have like this yin yang going. Got very gorgeous Sammy there. This face has been photoshopped for your safety and comfort. You get all the best from Jeff, Rob, Daniel, and even Sammy again. So 100% of these proceeds go to the American Nurses Foundation, UNICEF, Children's First. And I'm telling you right now, I understand. I'm quarantined at home with a 1 year old and a 5 year old. And I am telling you right now, like across the country, like child abuse has been increasing. Like I would never like beat the crap out of my kids ever. Like that's just not what I do. I mean, I come from a different generation. Maybe my parents felt a little differently, but I am telling you right now, this is a very important charity during these times because parents are losing their minds, kids are losing their minds, and the worst is coming out of everyone in a lot of situations. Make sure you give to UNICEF. And T3 is also going to be giving to City Harvest, New York, number one state hit by COVID in the United States of America, in trying to give food. And let me tell you, one of the most dangerous things you could do these days is go out and get food because everybody is sick. Nobody is, feeling well. Geez, this is closed or quarantined. Out of an abundance, see, I have a Verizon guy coming. They're even asking me, they're like, your Verizon appointment is scheduled for today. Out of an abundance of caution, we are checking to make sure that this location is not closed or quarantined due to the coronavirus. Please reply yes if this location is closed or quarantined, otherwise reply no. So I replied no. Okay. Great. We will see you as planned. All right, great. So, again, 100% of these, you have to pay it's a $1 minimum charity, and you get all the great strategies. And check this out. You could put in, normally the price is $295. You could literally spend $1. And not only that, your $1 goes the extra mile. Now, what am I going to do for you today? I'm going to share with you strategies, whether you decide to put in that $1 or more or not. I'm going to try to actually add value. And you see like how pumped I am today because really, I don't see these other, I don't see these other Wall Street firms doing great charities. I'm sure there's some that are doing it, but I wish more were doing it. So really, um, tipping my hat right over here. Got my Newsbeat hat. I tipped my Newsbeat hat to the T3 Live team for just really putting together something just totally awesome. So make sure that you go ahead and donate. The thing is going to be running for 2 more days. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, the link's in the description. I'm going to show you the stupidest, easiest way to make money. But first, you must know it's obviously for educational purposes. Obviously, I don't give stock picks. Obviously, you need to look at this next slide, pause it, and read it for 45 minutes. Thank you so much for reading this and pausing this slide. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's get right to the strategy. I'm going to show you how easy it is. So, in the Newsbeat live room, if you're following me, like I'm going to just use Thursday as an example, which felt like a Friday, didn't it? So, basically, good morning, bandits. Watching oil and volume. I even typoed volume. See, I was actually running because I was actually having a hard day because the Verizon guy actually walked in my house without calling me or ringing the doorbell and came 2 days early. He was supposed to come Saturday. He walks inside my house on Thursday, and my wife is having a panic like, oh my God, what if this guy's corona? He's this, he's not wearing gloves, he's not wearing a mask, and he just walks right in my house. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there and like, I'm having like all these weird thoughts. And I'm going to show you really an awesome strategy right now, but I just need to like explain myself here really quickly, like for the feeling, for those who can't relate to it. Like, I was literally going to choke every ounce of air out of his. I was going to block his carotid arteries and make sure that no oxygen goes to his brain. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him and I'm like, I'm frozen between not knowing if I should talk to him or physically attack him. And I'm trying to remain calm and I'm like, weren't you supposed to come on Saturday? Yeah, but oh yeah, but the guy's got. Why wouldn't you call me? Why wouldn't you have my phone number, right? Yes. Why wouldn't you use the doorbell? Anyway, I was a wreck yesterday. I was seriously like, I was seriously losing it. Anyway, with that being said, we're watching Disney Long 2 out of 10. So that's our name. So for the sakes of these strategies today, I figured it would be fair to just look at Disney. Even though I didn't trade a single share of Disney, I was making money in other names. But let's just go ahead and talk about Disney. And I'll use that as an example. Very simple. 1 minute chart. This is how the strategy works. It's the Newsbeat Live one and done. Very simple. How to end your trading day in less than 5 minutes? The irony in this Disney is it actually would have taken between 5 and 6 minutes, so it wouldn't have been less than 5 minutes. That's the irony, but that's a very unique scenario. But as a generalization, how to end your day in less than 5 minutes, this is not a joke. The first step, sit on your hands for 60 seconds after the open, 9:30 a.m. to 9:31 a.m. Like literally, I mean, you don't have to sit on your hands. I mean, with the size of me, if I sat on my hands, they would look like two pancakes. But literally, don't jump in. Don't get, oh, I need to be part of something. Relaxing is the first part of it. Don't underestimate the psychological advantages, the psychological fortitude for executing a strategy like this. Because when you literally sit on your hands, you're literally practicing patience. So do not underestimate step one. You sit on your hands. So this is the first bar right over here on Disney from Thursday. Um, just right over here. So you do nothing. Your first goal is to do nothing. Next, if your name gapped up or if your name gapped down, Disney gapped up. So we ignore step three. We only go step two, right? You buy when the prior high of the 1 minute candle is tested. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to draw and talk out for you. It's easy to have pre-designated slides that, I could have already drawn out for you, but I want to take you through this process. So if your name gapped up through buy when the prior high of the 1 minute candle is tested, then you stay modest, lock out for a quick profit, and shut off your computer. Don't underestimate step five. There are people who follow this. There are people who I've talked to who follow this. They're making serious money, like six figures serious money, doing nothing else but this stupid strategy from what people have told me in the Newsbeat live room. So let's just go right to it. So look, I'm going to take you very simple. Step one, what do you do here? What do you do on step one? Step one, step one, sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. That's it. That's all you need to do for step one. So we have step one taken care of right here. Put a little green check, ding, green check, perfect. If your name gapped up, yes, so the name, step two, the name did gap up, by the way. So that's just more of an FYI. Notice you're not really doing anything here, which is the beautiful thing. But I'm spelling it out for you. Name gapped up. I'm going to look kind of stupid if a lot of these strategies failed right now, but whatever. I'll show you the strategy whether it worked or not. So step two, the name gapped up, right? Perfect. We could ignore step three because it's not if your name gapped down. Then you basically stay modest and lock out for a quick profit. But on step two, you have to buy when the prior high of the 1 minute candle is tested. So what you're basically looking here is you're looking to go long after this level breaks. Notice it didn't break on the next candle. So then you have to wait for this level to break. Notice it didn't break on the next candle. Then you have to wait for this level to break, right? And it didn't break here either. You're basically looking for the prior candle to break the prior 5 minute high. You're looking for this level to break. You're looking for this level to break. And this is where it actually broke for the first time. Notice? I'm going to remove those green lines. So you're basically waiting for the next 1 minute high to break out. You're waiting. I'll zoom in to make it easier to see. Notice the high. I'll put it like this way for you guys. Look, here's like candle one. Here's candle two. Here's candle three. And this is literally a 1 minute candle. So it's literally the third candle of the day, right? The first one's 9:30 to 9:31, 9:31 to 9:32. You get it, right? Here's candle number four. Check it out. Candle number four. Here's candle number five. And right over here, notice candle number 6 is the first candle that broke a prior high. So in English, candle number 2 didn't break candle number 1, so you go to the next one. Candle number 3 didn't break candle number 2, so you go to the next one. Candle number 4 didn't break the high of candle number 3, so you go to the next one. I was just gonna log in my system here to literally show you how to execute the market orders because I want this to be as simple as a process as possible. I literally want to show you the buttons that I can press to execute on this strategy. Now, granted, I'm going to show you my software. You could do this on any software. You could do this on Lightspeed, on Sterling, on Fusion, on et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Any any single software that, for example, has market orders will allow you to do this. So just going back to the screen again, as you can see right here, candle number 6, the high of candle number 6 right here, broke the high of candle number 5. So as as this candle, as this candle right here is breaking out, right over there, you're buying right over there through that white line on candle number 6. Do you guys get that? So just to look again, the high was 105.55. Disney went to 106.48. It went 93 cents or approximately a dollar on that in 60 seconds. So if you are trading like for example, if you are trading common stock, you're trading first of all Disney. You could do as much as you want, and I'll show you how to do it through the option side as well. So, for example, again, you don't need to do 10,000. You could do 100. You could do one share. It doesn't matter. You could do 100 shares. And what you would basically do, you could do 500 shares. It doesn't matter. You could put in any amount you want, but it might be hard to see. This is just a market order. And what I would do in Disney is right over here, as it was breaking through the top, I would just literally click buy market order, and I would just literally buy, in this example, 500 shares. As soon as that happens, what I like to do is I'll either leave it on market and just sell it with another market order as it pops up because it's a Disney. And buying and selling on market order with stock is very easy on a Disney for me. Again, I can't say it's easy for you. Legally speaking, this is all demo account, right? Wink, wink, wink. All right. So the wink, wink meaning I'm actually telling you to do demo account, but in my example, maybe I personally would do it through live money. All right, so right over here, um, you could buy Disney right through candle number 6. Candle number 6 is where you're buying Disney as it breaks the top of candle 95, candle number 5. Check it out. It literally goes up 93 cents. I don't care. I'm not saying you're making 93 cents. Now you might be saying, what's 93 cents? Well, I'll show you what 93 cents is. You know what, better yet, I want to show you what 30 cents is. How's that? Is that fair enough? 30 cents? Because in 60 seconds it went up. This strategy is perfect for people who don't have holding power, people who are afraid that the position's going to get them and they're going to throw it away too quick and they're this and they're that. And maybe you're afraid, maybe you don't have the holding power like so many people. And what do they tell you? Set a stop and forget it. Overcome it. That's terrible psychology. You're going to cause people mental problems if you do that. Instead, I want to actually turn your weakness into a strength. Understand? I don't care if you throw it away for 30 cents. I don't care if Disney runs up $20 after you sell it for a 30, 35, 40 cent profit. If you sell it for 30 cents here, check it out. Your 30 cents probably, I'm guessing, you would have been up that 30 cents in about 15 seconds. That 30 cents. Simply buy in, and as soon as it hits your level, you could either do a limit order sell 30 cents higher, 20 cents higher, 40 cents higher. There is no wrong number. And you simply lock out the money. That is how simple a one and done is. And if you're asking, well, where's your stop in this scenario? You could always use the stop at the bottom of the candle, but the effectiveness of the strategy is so high that there are a lot of people who bet in the high 80s, low 90s with a strategy like this. And you could literally turn your I have no holding power, I'm looking to get out too soon. This strategy will turn that into a strength. So that is what the one and done looks like. Don't underestimate. I just have to say, don't underestimate steps 4 and 5. You could shut off your computer. There are groups of people in the room, basically between 9:30, 9:32, basically 9:31 in a bunch of seconds, but let's just round it off. Let's say 9:32 a.m. to 9:35 a.m. Like the first 5 minutes, they literally just come in, do the trade, and leave. They're like, all right, I'm out for the day. See ya. There's no reason to continue for them. Now, what I'm going to show you is maybe you do want to trade longer throughout the day, or maybe you are trading longer and you want a strategy that actually works for you. So we're going to show you how to execute um, on on the Know Your Limit. But before I do that, I just want to quickly show you option traders out there. Well, what if I was trading options, Mark? Well, you could take an option. Generally, I like options that are priced between $1.50 and 2.50. That I found is my personal sweet spot when I'm trading options. I prefer options in that range. So let's say you have $1,000 account and you see $1.50 option in Disney, and you're like, I want to trade five of them. It takes $750 in, buying power, which is very low, obviously, for most people. And again, the price of the options are changing now, but like for example, just looking at something, let's say you look at like, all right, like a 108 call here, for example. And what you would do on the one and done, the problem is in the options on the one and done, options are sort of spread out now because of the bear market. It was actually, we're having an easier time doing this like earlier in the year and last year and last year and last year. But the same mentality would come in. You'd pretty much market buy into the option calls. And then, very important with options, you try to limit out at a higher price. So it's the same concept as common stock. You're just literally there's like a bid, an offer. Same here. There's a bid and an offer. You just literally buy in and try to limit out at a higher price. And the fact that you're doing it so quick, you're not going to be hemorrhaging the time value. You're not sitting there holding the position, trying to understand the delta, theta, beta, weta. Should have I held a? Should have I nada? You're not thinking that. The truth is, I don't even know. I'm not familiar with the Greeks, by the way, of option trading. That really surprises a lot of people because of how many options I trade a year. People are actually surprised that I actually don't follow the Greeks. I don't even have them on my screen. To me, I could care less what the theta, beta, weta is. And I'm not saying ignorance is bliss for everyone. I'm not saying it's a bad idea to learn it. I'm just saying for me, ignorance is bliss. And I would trade Disney's options the same way I would a common stock. Okay. So moving on along, I'm going to show you the know your limit strategy. Now you'll notice you see four numbers on top, 8, 21, 55, and 100. And you might be saying, why those numbers? Because those numbers work best for me right now. It's very simple. Step one, choose a Newsbeat named as a gap down, gap up, or gap down that you like. I obviously could work on different names, but if you want that high hit rate that we have, I can only attest to the names in which I choose. Like, so for example, I chose Disney on Thursday, and you might be like, well, what's different between, your name and my name, for example? Well, in this example, just to show you here, um, Disney Disney achieved 50 million paid subscribers. Disney achieved, it's hard to see here in this, but I'll just copy and paste it for you on a notepad real quick. Right, just right off fly on the wall. So Disney, the news on Thursday morning is that it surpassed 50 million paid subscribers. Now, why is that important for me in Disney Plus? Like, why would I choose that headline? Because everybody is home. Because everybody has kids. I mean, the fact that my Fios has been having issues and I can't turn on the television correctly, I was ready to choke a Verizon, technician. Like I was like losing it. And like, granted, like more sensible things came over me, but like I'm like, dude, I have two kids screaming here, and you're walking inside my house on the wrong day at the wrong time. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the dude and I'm like, well, if I choke him out, I could tell the police that he never called me. He has no record of my phone calling me. Like, this is what's going through my head the entire time. So anyway, point being, back to Disney Plus, is people are quarantined at home. People need their kids to be occupied. Believe me, parents, you need your kids to be occupied. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is awesome news for the quarantine time. That's why I chose Disney. Add in the elevated volume, add in the technicals on the charts, add in the positive news, and that is why I chose Disney over every single other stock in the market. So again, if you're choosing a different name, that's on you. But if you're following the Newsbeat live room, like I said, here, look, 9:03 a.m. This was actually it was actually never. I can't talk about that Verizon situation again because I'm gonna end up buying thousands of puts in the name, and never mind. 9:03 a.m. You get our names prior to the bell every day, so that's why I say figure you're focusing on Disney's. All right. So that was the news on Disney. Now, back to the strategy. Back to the strategy here on Disney. We're going to be using, you could do this on a 1 or 5 minute chart, but I say please note the 5 has higher conviction. So for the sakes of these examples, I will be showing you the 5 minute chart. It works really just as well on the 1 minute. And you're looking for the quick trade. Now, why is it important for the quick trade? Some people are like, I'm not that fast. Well, that's okay. The one and done is a very fast trade. These trades, even though you could be in them for a short duration, they're not that fast. You get to actually prepare for them prior to the trade hitting. And I'm going to show you how easy this is. And this is going to break your fear of entering trades. And I'm going to show you it. And I'm going to help build that confidence in you. And I'm going to do it properly. You see, unfortunately, gurus have a way of building up confidence, building up confidence with a very shaky structure. And then a little wind blows in the market and the whole structure collapses upon itself, implodes upon itself like a dying star. All right, so here's the strategy. You choose a Newsbeat name that you like. You chose Disney. The first time it hits and breaks any one of these moving averages on a 1 or 5 minute charts, simply place a trade in the direction of the initial gap. So in Disney, we gapped up. So you'd be placing a trade to the long side or buying calls or buying stock or buying calls, either one. It works both ways. I say, please note 5 minute has higher conviction. And please note that in order for you to use any moving average here, a higher moving average must have not tested. So basically, you'll need to hit the 8 first, then the 21, then the 55, then the 100. There's a reason for that. And then, of course, take profit. So I'm going to explain the strategy and make it very simple for you. I'm on TC2000, freestockcharts.com, paid version. It's the same thing. I simply go to moving average exponential right here. There's a little green plus. And notice that I don't really need to show you volume or anything. I could literally just take this volume thing off. I just want to make it as easy as possible to understand. So here's an exponential 8 moving average. So the stock opens, and you just notice that when the stock gaps up, the exponential 8 and the stock keep gravitating towards each other. Even if the stock goes up, the exponential 8 chases it. If the stock goes down, the exponential 8 still chases it. So it keeps going up until it hits this exponential 8. Notice that. It'll keep trying to go as close to the stock as possible until it hits. And this is why preparing for it is easy. So you're literally doing nothing. This is a 5 minute chart. 10:05 hits, you notice that the stock could go down to the exponential 8 here. And I know people are like they're lagging indicators, but no. You could actually utilize them as forward indicators to predict the future, as I'm going to prove and show to you today. So For example, on Disney, I really like doing this with limit orders. So let's say you see the exponential 8 here in Disney at 105.26. Notice that you have to buy it after a break. So you're not buying it at the exponential 8 moving average. You're buying it arbitrarily below it. And I'm going to teach you how to do it right now arbitrarily. Now, why wouldn't you buy it at the exponential 8? Because it's not the strategy. I literally highlighted this thing and emboldened it and underlined it. Hits and breaks. Hits and breaks one of these moving averages. And I'll show you all four moving averages. I'm just showing you the first eight. So let's say you're sitting there, you're watching the stock, and you see it at 105.26. What you could do here is you could literally just throw in your limit order at like 105.10, 105, 104.90, and you could just literally place an order there, a limit order there, and just get ready to buy. So that's why I'm saying you don't have to be fast. So let's say you place a limit order at 104.90. You know what you could do afterwards? You could just literally go, okay, I want to sell it 30 cents higher using our prior example of the one and done, right? You could just literally go up to 105.20 over here. You think I should do another box just to show you? Yeah, 1 second. I'm going to make it easy for you to see. Again, your software might look different. The screen's going to go black. Just give me a hot second here. Just one hot second. Your screen is black. I know. The sound of my voice will lead you towards the light. Here, let me just show you. Check this out. I'm just going to just to show you. Look. So again, um, just going back to the charts here, you could just see on the charts that it's pulling down towards the exponential 8. You could highlight the chart and see that it's at 105.26. I'm not sure if you could see that in the top left corner. So watch this. Watch what you do right now. So because the stock is going down to 105.26 and you have to buy it underneath, you could buy it at arbitrary numbers, 105.10, 105, 104.90. Pick a number. There is no wrong number. So let's say you place a bid at 105.10 as the stock is going down. The stock comes down here. It hits 105.05, which in English is if you had a bid at 105 or 104.90, what happens? What happens if it hits 105.05 like it did at the bottom here and bounced? You won't get filled. You won't lose money. You won't make or lose money. And that's okay because you're putting yourself in the situation where you're fighting for your best price. So in the argument here, if you put in 105 or 104.90, it didn't work. Let's say you put in 105.10. And I'm picking arbitrary numbers like, Mark, what if I bought at 105.07 or 105.13 or 105? Do it. Do it. And of course, legally speaking, I'm talking do it on a demo account, but you get the picture. So let's say you bought 105.010 right here. You got filled on Disney. And let's say you want to sell it out. You want to sell, I bought 105.10. I want to make 25 cents. I want to make 30 cents. Just go ahead and click sell. Sell right here at 105.40. What would happen? Whoa, that's a weird looking chart. What would happen here is the stock would go from 105.05 to 105.99. Check that out. Beautiful, right? And you're out. You sat there, you waited, you were able to put in an order calmly, you waited for the market to fill you, and you were already ready to sell it out again. So after you got filled at this 105.10 right here, look, after you put in your fill to buy at 105.10, immediately, even as you have an open order, as you have and I know there's brackets and people could do this simultaneously. I'm trying to make it like you're a brand new trader, right? You place your bid at 105.10, and again, you could, demo count, you could do one share, like you don't have to do like any amount of shares that you're uncomfortable with, right? So you place the buy here at 105.10, and after your order is sitting there at 105.10, before it even fills, you could just go ahead and choose where you want to sell out for a profit if you get filled. And let's say our example is 105.40. It could be 105.20, 105.30, 105.40, 105.50, 105.60. They would have all worked. Okay? 105.70, 105.80, 105.90, they would have all worked. My point is, I want to show you that you can make money consistently and that you could see a green P&L. And if you're starting the strategy, it might be not the highest P&L that you might see in the world. Maybe you'll make, on a modest amount, maybe depending on your numbers, 50, $100, $500, $600, $300, $200, whatever it is, but you could lock it down. And that would put you ahead of 99.9% of traders on Wall Street. And if you could follow this, you are ahead, you are in the elite 1% and less of traders. I know it sounds crazy to think that. It's true. So right over here, you would just go ahead and click your sell order after you put in your limit order before you're filled. I don't care if you were a three-toed sloth. I don't care if you're that stereotypical pot smoker in the comedy who talks real slow, like, dude, like that dude could probably execute this strategy. A non-human three-toed sloth would be able to execute this strategy. I humbly believe you can execute this strategy. Okay. Now, there are three other strategies here, Mr. Melnick. There's an exponential 8, 21, 55, and 100. Now, keep in mind, these only work for the first time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add in the exponential 21. Again, my color comes up blue on it. I like to use blue. You could use whatever color you want, you know. So what I'm saying is the first time you hit the blue line now, after you made this trade on, let me move my mug. After you made this trade on the yellow line, you could get filled on the blue line right over here. First time you hit the blue line at 104.71, it flushed a little to 104.61, and it exploded to 105.32. Okay. It exploded, Mark. You're considering, um, a quick move like this an explosion? Yes. And please keep in mind, I don't, I don't even give a crap about this. Notice, I'm not cherry picking. I'm saying consistent with every word I'm saying. I'm not showing you what happened afterwards and saying where you could have entered and put a stop. I'm not talking about this part of I'm not talking about this part right here. I'm just talking about these two bars. That's it. Maybe three, but that's it. I'm not talking the fact that I kept running. Once you get good with this strategy and you lock in money, we could talk about how you could leave a runner on. But not yet. Let's make making money, let's make trading easy again. And yes, trading was the easiest thing in the world back in the late 90s. Ask anyone who was trading back then. Yes, you could have been one of those people who got it like a 400 on your SAT, as they joke around, like you just put in your name and information, you get a 400. You could have been one of those people and still traded effectively in the late 90s. As long as you had half of one functioning brain cell, you were pretty much good. But just so we're clear, the exponential 8 doesn't mean anything to me anymore. So I'm not even using this yellow line anymore. So after it hits again, it only counts for the first time. So this is the first time this blue line hits. Look, it hits at 104.71. Let's say you put in your bid. If you put it in way below, you wouldn't have gotten filled, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you waiting to do a strategy. It comes down, you missed your entry, and it ran without you. Life goes on. We get hundreds of these a day, dozens. There are hundreds of them that exist. I look at a dozen of them at least every day. So if you miss one, my carometer's at all-time lows. There's only one place. Buy long-term call options in my carometer. It's almost a guaranteed win. So right here. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with Disney after it's coming down to 104.71 right here? It's very, very simple. So what you do with Disney is it's coming down to 104.71. Maybe you put in a bid at 104.65, 104.60, 104.55, 104.50, 104, whatever it is. Comes down right here, gives you a fill. Immediately put out your limit order higher. You get filled, let's say at 104.65, making it up. And this one, remember that later in the day, you sometimes when the volume tapers off, you get less of a flush. That's a little tip for those trying to get filled. Maybe you just maybe you got filled 104.65 and you tried to sell 104.95 right after. And you're sitting there and you're anticipating it the whole time because you're waiting for this blue line to come and hit. It almost hit here, it missed and it popped. Maybe you put in your order right over here, it missed and you just canceled it. And you waited for it to come back down again, which it did right here, hits right here, pops on the very next candle. The easiest money you've made in your life. 55 moving average. It's the same exact strategy. We're using exponential moving averages on everything, not simple. So I know a lot of people use simple moving averages. That's fine. The strategy does call to use my moving averages, obviously. So exponential 55, I like to make this color white on my screen. And now you're dealing with the first time Disney hits this white line that you can have a potential long. So you'll be sitting there, and please note, there's a psychological twist in every one of these strategies I'm designing because what I'm doing is not only am I building your confidence, but I'm giving you something to look forward for by waiting and not with your 10 thumbs hitting a keyboard. Do you notice that? So you're waiting on the 55, you're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. Oh, maybe this white line never hits. That's fine. Well, oh, hits right here for the first time. You see it, and you're sitting there and you're watching the stock. And yes, trading is boring. It's not exciting. It's not thrilling. And anybody who tells you that, it's probably going to hurt 97, 98% of you that listen to that. Trading is supposed to be profitable. Trading, you're supposed to make money the majority of the time. You're supposed to see a green P&L just about every day. And you don't necessarily need to be excited. I know I get excited sometimes, but um, it should be the exception, not the rule. So right over here, you hit the white line for the first time between 2:20 and 2:25 p.m. It hits 105.30. You place your bid below 105.30. And by the way, you see it at 105.30 as it's going down. So you just throw in your bid. 105.25, 105.20, 105.15, 105.10, 105.05, 105, 104.93, 104.82. It doesn't matter. And you might be looking at this saying, "Oh, nothing much happened here." But that's where that is where you would be mistaken, ladies and gentlemen, if you felt like nothing happened there. Because look, let me show you what actually did happen and why a move like that is just so important. So check this out. Check this out, right? Keep in mind, you're buying somewhere here. I don't know how far this tail's going to go. I don't know how far this tail goes. But if you were able to put a bid below and get filled, it would have immediately skyrocketed in your favor to the upside. Check that out. Because it went down. Honestly, your trade would have not even been done. Your trade would have actually been done on the same 5-minute candle you purchased on. Your trade would have probably been done there. You probably wouldn't have had to even wait for here, even though the stock opened up here and you would have made money on that next candle too. Considering you're following what I'm saying, the methodology, right? So what's happening here is the stock breaks 105.30, goes to 105.19, and on the same 5-minute bar goes back up to 105.96 as it closed green. Went down, then all the way up. So I know you're looking at it and saying 87 cents isn't a lot of money. I disagree. I think we should have modest targets, modest projections, tons of consistency. And if you're able to do that, You're going to start chipping away at whatever FOMO you had, fear of pulling the trigger, etc. So imagine you're sitting here watching Disney throughout the day. You take a quick scalp on the exponential 8, you take a quick scalp on the 21, you take a quick scalp on the 55, and now there's one more moving average, of course, and that's the 100, which I like to do personally in pink. Again, you could pick whatever colors you want, and I'm just going to go ahead and add the pink line here. And here's the 100 moving average. So now we have a pink line. So notice it has to hit in order, as I was saying. Please note that in order for you to use any moving average here, a higher moving average must have not tested. For example, if the 21 tested, you can't later use the 8. So in this example is real nice because the numbers went 8, 21, 5500. It usually is like that. Sometimes it isn't, but I just wanted to point that out. So here you have the pink line. Actually, the 21 and 100 tend to be my two favorite lines out of them if I had to like choose. But look at this right here. 104.38 in Disney flushes through to 104.32, goes as low as 104.18. So check it out. You're buying it underneath 104.38 and it goes as low as 104.18. So it couldn't have gone 20 cents against you because you have to buy it under 104.38. So you're buying here and it immediately pops up in your favor right after buying it. Look at that. Easy money. And if you sat on your hands and executed this know your limit strategy, you would have been able to make money. And by the way, you could use the know your limit examples of how I was getting filled on the limit orders. You could use that actually for everything you do. And if you're joining us here late, you definitely want to watch these strategies because I'm sharing with you things that are working now in this environment. I'm doing it for T3's charity drive. T3 fighting for really just really totally awesome cause here. And I just want to show you there is a link in the description again, and I'm going to talk about the strategies a little more afterwards. 100% of these proceeds go to the American Nurses Foundation, UNICEF Children First, and the state hit hardest by COVID-19, New York, rescuing food for New York's hungry, feeding people during these very difficult times. You know how many people I talk to who are like, yeah, I can't get food. Like, we're like hungry over here. Like, we're eating like, they said they were like going through their cabinets eating like canned green beans and they were like eating things that they never thought they would need to open. I'm like, check the date on those things. But again, you do get 7 powerful trading strategies here. You got Redler, Sammy, myself. You get Jeff, Rob, and Daniel. Okay. So you get all our strategies. 100% of it goes to charitable causes, and it's only a $1 minimum purchase. The retail price is $2.95. You could literally donate just $1, and not only that, like what does that dollar give you? I'll tell you why it's important to donate the dollar, besides for what you're doing good for the world. Because if you donate that dollar after watching this video and you see all these strategies and you start making money, and maybe I turned around your life, and there's going to be a handful of you, not all of you, who are going to actually say, all right, these are the strategies I need to do. And I'm going to follow the strategies that Mark showed me today, and this is going to change my life. And by giving this dollar or more, you could actually give as much money as you want. Whether you signed up for the All-Star package or not, you could just donate it because 100% goes to good causes. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to donate. But it's going to put you in a situation where you're going to want to earn more money so you can give more. And that desire, I have seen that desire turn people from failing traders into profitable traders. Just nothing else but that desire because it gives you making money a purpose. Now you think you have bills to pay, whatever. That's not a driving purpose for a lot of people. Unfortunately, this when you give to charity, When you know you're getting nothing physically, when you pay your bills, you'll know you have a roof over your head. When you pay your bills, you know you'll have electricity. When you're actually giving money to someone that you 100% know isn't going to directly give you something in return, it changes the mentality. As I said, the most money I've made in my life trading right now is only after I started giving to charities. It's crazy. As I started giving to charities, um, my wealth increased. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And it changes my mentality. And now it's like y- you fight to do the smart things because you know that other people are depending on you, other organizations are depending on you. And that's the important part. So when you're trying these strategies, again, try them on a demo, see how it feels. Maybe you're a prop trader and you need to start making money in your account. Maybe you're a retail trader and you need to start making money in your account. Look at this. You're going to miss a million opportunities every day for the rest of your life. I find it hilarious how traders feel like they have to catch everything as if it were a Pokemon game. This is not a Pokemon game. This is something bigger than that. And you hear it all the time. You hear less is more. Simplicity is genius. You ever hear that one before? Simplicity is genius by Steve Jobs. That was actually, if you're looking at the bottom right of the one and done screen, simplicity is genius was actually the quote right over here on the bottom right of your screen. What I am showing you is a methodology which I know for 100% certainty sometime in the future, I don't know when in the future, is not going to be as effective as it is now. But by showing you a strategy that's working now, I'm giving you that opportunity to potentially see what can help you capitalize in this market, not only financially, potentially, but psychologically speaking. So definitely go try these strategies like Monday, right away. Try it on your demo account. See if these things work for you. See if this is something that you want to do. Give it a fair shot. And really, it's thanks to people like you who watch these shows that make this world a better place. It's thanks to companies like T3 that, you know, who are actually stepping up while most companies are shutting down right now and most companies are struggling. T3 and their entire team are fighting right now to give proceeds to COVID-19. God bless them. And, that's why I wanted to come out today and really share things with you that are working. And again, if you do decide to join the Newsbeat Live service, which there is absolutely no link in the description for, we actually share with you other strategies that are working in this environment too. So what I really feel is with these strategies that if you could get one of these things to work for you, not all of them, just one, you can become a profitable trader. And that is the real goal. That is the real goal for you to become a profitable trader. And, I say a joke to people. What do you call a trader? The joke was actually based on a dirty joke I heard a long ago, which I'm not going to repeat. Um, I know I won't tell a dirty joke, but I'll talk about my fantasy of strangling a Verizon employee who broke into my house illegally during the COVID crisis. That I will talk about. But this is how it goes. It goes if what do you call a trader who fails at 100 different strategies but succeeds at one? What do you call that trader? Answer, a successful trader. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, help the YouTube algo, send it out to more people who could help for charity. If you want to help more, obviously donate and hit the thumbs up button on this video. Let's fight COVID-19 together. Really, completely humbled and honored to be able to do a video like this for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. Stay safe. Do not strangle Verizon employees that break into your house and have a wonderful wonderful, as happy as humanly possible quarantine. And I will see you guys later for our Newsbeat show and on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Again, link in the description to donate. Have a wonderful, wonderful, and a very good Friday.